Welcome to the Depth Dive. Ready to dive into some really cool stuff about water.
Definitely.
This time we've got some research originally in Chinese, and
Lots of fascinating stuff.
yeah, it goes way beyond just water's life kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This is some pretty wild stuff, and we're going to be summarizing and discussing it today.
Right.
So
Basically, what we found is that, water has a lot of surprising properties that we might not think about every day.
yeah, what if water could change the world as we know it?
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so everyone knows that ice floats.
Right.
But did you ever think about why that is?
Yeah,
Because most things, when they freeze, they shrink, they get smaller and more dense.
they do. But water is the opposite.
Oh, it expands.
Exactly. It expands.
That's so weird.
It is. It's really unique. And it's actually the reason why life on Earth survived ice ages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if ice sank, the planet could have just frozen solid.
And then everything would die.
Exactly. But because it floats, it creates this layer of insulation on top,
Uh-huh.
and that protects all the life underneath.
Wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah, pretty amazing, huh?
Okay, so now prepare to be even more surprised.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of supercool water?
I have, yeah.
Liquid water, right?
Yes. Liquid water below its normal freezing point.
That's crazy. How is that even?
I know. So scientists have actually supercooled water down to Nagano 48 degrees Celsius.
That's insanely cold.
Yeah, it's unbelievably cold.
But then the ice that forms.
The ice that forms is not like regular ice.
What?
It has this disordered molecular structure.
What does that mean?
So think about it. Regular ice, the molecules are all nicely arranged in a crystal lattice.
Uh-huh.
But with supercool water, it's almost like a liquid.
Oh, it's all jumbled up.
Exactly. So scientists are still debating whether it's a solid or a liquid.
Whoa, so is it like a slushy?
You can think of it that way. Yeah, it's like a slushy, so cold it's almost solid,
Yeah.
but the molecules are still all jumbled up.
Okay, that's crazy. It just keeps getting weirder.
Yeah.
There was this research from Stockholm University, and they're suggesting that water might actually be two different liquids,
Yeah, yeah.
in one.
Two distinct forms of water that haven't even been identified yet.
That's like the original idea of Earth water and lunar water combining.
Right. Exactly.
And then there's also this thing called a phase transition.
Yeah, a phase transition
That water goes through.
between 40 and 60 degrees Celsius.
It changes somehow.
It seems to behave differently in those two temperature ranges.
So it's got different personalities depending on the temperature.
Yeah, you could think of it that way. It just adds another layer of complexity to water.
Water, the multiple personality substance.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, let's switch gears for a sec and talk about something a little more common. Snowflakes. So everybody knows, no two snowflakes are alike.
Right.
But it wasn't always that way, was it?
No. It actually took the dedication of one man to prove that. Wilson Bentley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a farmer's son, and he spent, get this, 51 years of his life
Whoa.
photographing snowflakes.
Oh, so he's the one that took all those pictures.
He is. He took over 5,300 pictures of snowflakes.
That's crazy dedication.
It is.
And back in the 1800s, photography wasn't exactly easy. Right?
No, not at all. It was a very laborious process.
And it's been so passionate about it.
It was.
But speaking of mysteries, where do you think all this water on Earth came from?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there are two main theories.
Okay.
One is the Earthborn theory,
Right.
that water was just, present when Earth formed.
So it went always here?
Yeah, like part of the original recipe for Earth.
Okay, that's interesting.
But then there's the extraterrestrial delivery theory, where water came to Earth later, like from comets or asteroids crashing into the planet.
Oh, so a giant cosmic water balloon fight.
Haha, kind of.
But both of those theories have problems, right?
They do. Like if Earth formed along with the other rocky planets,
Yeah.
why is Earth the only one with so much liquid water?
Right. Yeah.
And if it was delivered from space, where do the comets and asteroids get their water?
That's a really good point. It's like a chicken and the egg situation almost.
Exactly.
And you know what? This ties into something really big.
What's that?
The Fermi paradox.
Ah, the Fermi paradox.
Why haven't we found aliens yet, right?
Right.
So if if life needs water and water is so rare in the universe, does that mean life is also rare?
Exactly.
So that glass of water you're drinking, that might be a clue to the biggest mystery in the universe.
Maybe we need to look for planets that have a similar amount of water to Earth.
That's incredible. Okay, let's shift gears again.
Oh.
Let's go way back in time to ancient Mexico, about 1,000 years ago,
Okay.
to a place called the Tula ruins.
The Tula ruins.
Have you heard of the Toltecs?
Yeah.
The people who built them? They were known for their really, really incredible craftsmanship.
Yeah, they built incredible pyramids and all sorts of mysterious structures.
Right, and at the Tula ruins, there's this thing called the Pyramid of the Morning Star.
Yes, the Pyramid of the Morning Star.
And on top of this pyramid, there are these 4 massive statues, and they're each holding something that looks like a gun.
Yeah. And some people think they even have like Bluetooth headsets and body armor depicted on them.
Wait, are you serious?
I know, it sounds crazy, right?
Ancient statues with guns and Bluetooth. That's like some sci-fi movie stuff.
I know, it's really strange.
But to understand those statues, we kind of have to get into this whole legend of the god Quetzalcoatl.
Yes, Quetzalcoatl, also known as the feathered serpent.
Oh yeah, the feathered serpent.
He shows up in a lot of ancient mythologies.
Yeah, it's like a recurring figure.
Yeah, exactly.
So in Mesoamerican cultures, Quetzalcoatl was this god who taught people a lot of things.
Right, he was a benevolent god, a teacher.
And one of the things he supposedly taught the Toltecs was advanced technology.
Yes, according to the legends, he taught them advanced technology.
And there are these local legends that say he used water-powered weapons.
Yeah.
Like water-powered weapons that can cut and melt stone.
Exactly.
Are we talking like lasers here?
Some people believe so, yeah.
And you know what? This connects to another mystery.
What's that?
How did they build those pyramids?
Right. How did they cut and move those massive stones?
Those things weigh tons. What if they had some kind of advanced water technology that we've just forgotten about?
It's a fascinating idea, isn't it?
And speaking of unexplained events, have you ever heard of the Tunguska event?
Oh, the Tunguska event.
It was this massive explosion in Siberia back in 1908.
Yeah, it flattened trees for miles.
But there was no impact crater.
Right, no impact crater.
So people are still trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, there are lots of theories out there.
Yeah.
Meteors, comets, even black holes.
But there's another theory that it was a water explosion.
A water explosion.
Yeah, and I know what you're thinking. Water explosions. How is that even possible?
I know it sounds crazy, right? But the idea is that under extreme heat and pressure, like what you'd get from a meteor entering the atmosphere,
Right.
water molecules could split into hydrogen and oxygen.
Okay.
And those are both very flammable, right?
Yeah.
So imagine them igniting and then recombining back into water in this giant self-contained explosion.
So it's like the water is turning itself into fuel and then detonating.
Exactly.
That's both amazing and terrifying.
It is. It really shows you the power of water.
If that theory is true, though, couldn't you make some really powerful weapons?
Yeah, some people think that water-based weapons could be even more powerful than nuclear weapons.
That's getting into some serious sci-fi stuff now.
I know. But it's still interesting to think about the potential.
So we've got ancient legends about water-powered weapons, a giant explosion that might have been caused by water, and the possibility of super powerful water weapons. Where does this all lead?
Well, it all goes back to water as a potential energy source.
Okay.
What if we could rediscover the knowledge that ancient civilizations might have had about harnessing water's power?
Like, what if water could be the solution to our energy problems?
Exactly. It could be the key to a clean, sustainable future.
I mean, that's a pretty radical idea, but it's also really exciting.
It is. And because water contains its own oxygen, it could also be the perfect fuel for space travel.
Wait, are you saying that a bottle of water could power a spaceship to Mars?
It's not as crazy as it sounds. Think about it. A world where a bottle of water could power your phone for years or become the most sought-after weapon.
Okay, I need a minute to process all of this.
It's a lot to take in, I know. But it just goes to show you that water is so much more than we think it is.
We always take it for granted, but it really could be the key to our future.
Absolutely.
I'm starting to see water in a whole new light now.
That's the point. We need to start seeing water differently.
It's not just a drink, it's like a magical substance.
Yeah, it's a substance full of mysteries, potential, and maybe even danger.
This has been a lot to think about.
Yeah, water is more amazing than we could ever imagine.
I mean, It's like we haven't even been looking at water the right way.
We just think of it as, this everyday thing. We drink it.
Yeah.
But it's so much more than that.
We've been talking about all this power that water has. And it makes me think about that phrase, water is life. We hear it all the time.
Yeah.
But like now it means something totally different to me.
It's not just about, staying hydrated. It's about how important water is to everything.
Yeah.
It shapes the planet. It sustains life.
Like we've been talking about, it could even solve some of our biggest problems.
Right, exactly.
But, okay, here's a question.
Okay. If water is this powerful, couldn't it also be, like, dangerous?
That's a really good point.
I mean, we talked about those water explosions.
Yes. And the potential for weapons.
It's like we're playing with fire here.
Well, more like playing with water, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're right. Water is a powerful force.
And
any force can be used for good or for bad.
So, like, while we're trying to unlock all these secrets about water,
yeah,
we got to be careful, right?
Absolutely. We need to approach it with respect and responsibility.
Like, our actions could have, consequences.
Exactly. It's like that old saying, with great power comes great responsibility.
And that's not just for superheroes.
Right.
We can't just, mess around with water without thinking about the future.
Yeah, we need to protect this resource for future generations.
So after all this, how has your view of water changed?
I think for me, it shows how interconnected everything is. Water isn't just, a separate thing. It's part of everything.
It's part of our planet, our history, our future.
It's like understanding water is understanding ourselves.
Exactly.
That's really deep.
Yeah, it's like water is a mirror reflecting back at us.
Showing us our potential, our challenges.
Yeah, and our responsibilities too.
Water. Who knew it could be so crazy?
Right. Like, it's full of surprises.
Yeah, and those surprises might actually, like, help us understand, the past and, like, our problems now.
And maybe even the future.
This deep dive has been really something else.
I know. We started with ice, and now we're talking about water-powered spaceships.
Seriously. It's like...
one substance. And it connects to, like, everything.
Yeah, like the beginning of life and technology, everything.
Yeah.
So we're wrapping up our deep dive now, but I want to leave you with this. Next time you have a glass of water.
Yeah.
Take a minute, like really look at it.
Think about where it came from, all the things it's done.
Yeah, it shaped our planet, it keeps us alive.
And it might even hold the answers to, our biggest questions.
Maybe those ripples in your glass.
Yeah.
Like echoes of ancient mysteries.
Or maybe glimpses into a future powered by water.
It's like water's not just ordinary anymore,
It's extraordinary.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and who knows what else we'll discover about water.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
And until next time, stay curious.